What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, Solana's price is preparing for what I believe to be a very, very important move, and I want to share exactly with you today what you should be on the lookout for and what I'm expecting next. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. And don't forget, guys, if you do want to trade some Solana, some Bitcoin, some SHIB, some Pepe, whatever it may be, on up to 500x leverage, although I highly recommend you do not go all the way up to 500x leverage, go check out that BTCC link down below. Guys, when you do sign up specifically with my link down below, they're going to give you a 10% bonus on first time deposits between $500 and $100,000. This means, for example, that if you deposit $4,000, they're going to give you $400 on the spot to start trading. So you turn that $400 into $1,000, all that $600 of profit is completely for you. You can withdraw it, you can spend it. There's no strings attached. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is an opportunity to make free gains during a bull market, so go take advantage of that, guys. I do about 50 to 60% of my trading on BTCC these days, so I do know, and I think you'll like the platform a lot. So go check that out down below. Take advantage of that bonus because it won't last forever. Okay, now looking at Solana, okay, what you all know, let's give a little bit of context. So what you all know is that we have been tracking the DCA zones with Solana. I've told you all, look, we just made a beautiful move. Solana just made a beautiful breakout. It's set, a massive foundation in back here. I mean, we were sideways. We were in this consolidation area channel for so long. We finally broke above it. And as Solana's price was pushing higher and higher and higher towards that all-time high, I told you, hey, look, if Solana's price does start to pull back, I think we're going to see this bad boy start trying to establish support. I think we're going to try to find the higher low, and I think Solana's going to rip. I think Solana's going to rip through $260 at some point. I think we're going to see it push up to $300 here in the short to midterm. And so because of that, what we've been tracking recently has been our DCA zones. These are the levels in which I personally am doing a little bit of buying, and the levels in which I expect the bulls to step back in. I think at somewhere in this green box, we're going to see the higher low established and a strong push upwards. And so because of that, of course, we've been tracking the progress here. Now, what we are going to be talking a little bit more about today, though, is what's happening on the shorter term time frames. Because what you can see is that as Solana's price has started venturing downwards, we've actually put in a very interesting move here. Because where we are with Solana is either going to end up being very good or maybe a little ugly, okay? And so what I plan on doing today is telling you a little bit about exactly what you need to be on the lookout for and how you can prepare, because I do believe there's two options here. Option number one is Solana goes all-time high. Option number two is Solana goes back to $200. It's such a big difference. We're gonna spend a good little bit of time going over both of those options, okay? So with that in mind, guys, look, don't forget, before we get into what is happening right now, if you are somebody who simply is just trying to get better at this, maybe the technical analysis stuff is confusing, maybe you're an advanced trader who's looking to just elevate their game, stick around towards the end of the video. At the end of the video, I'm going to talk about what's happening over in the Discord server. I'm going to talk about all the different stuff that's available here, all the beginners courses, all the premium classes. I just released one on the Fibonacci's recently. We got pro traders. We have a community making absolutely ridiculous gains, and they're talking about all these trades on a daily basis. We got all types of stuff in here, okay? So if you are someone trying to just get better at crypto, please do stick around towards the end of the video. I'll talk to you about that, okay? So let's talk about the context. How in the world is Solana about to make such a big move? Because that's a big difference. Solana's either going to an all-time high or like back to $200. Why? How? Okay, so let me go over this with you. So what we can see here is that Solana's price came back down to the top of DCA zone 2. Okay, remember, this is DCA zone 2 right here. It came to the top of DCA zone 2 and it held up some support, which was a fantastic sign. We got down here, we bounced back upwards, the bull stepped in. That's what we want to see. Remember, the goal is for Solana's price to see the bull step in these DCA zones and push it upwards past the all-time high, back to $300, back to $350. That's what we want to see. So we were very happy about this. But I told you all, hey, from a structural perspective, we do need to be a little cautious right now. Because if you start to look closely, if you kind of peel it back a little bit, what we're going to do is we're going to get this little head and shoulders pattern out here, and we're going to go, look, left shoulder, back down, head, back down. Hey, now something interesting's happening, right? Now we got the possibility that Solana is building up a bearish macro structure on top of DCA zone 2. Look at this, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Now the only thing here is that this little move here was a bit wonky, right? This was a little bit wonky, and so that is a good thing, The uglier the head and shoulders, the more likely it is to not happen, okay? But this is a head and shoulders, okay? Now, if this is a validatable head and shoulders, what's going to happen is that Solana's price is going to roll back towards $230. If you see Solana's price roll back to $230, guys, that's not a good thing, okay? That's not a good thing in the short term. I personally could care less in the midterm and the long term, but in the short term, it's not a great thing. And the reason being is because Solana is currently placing in a breakout target of this head and shoulders. If you take the distance from your head down to your neckline and you apply it here, it puts us coming back directly where? Directly back to $200. And if you think this is a coincidence, you need to think again. It is no coincidence that Solana has now set up a structure on the top of DCA Zone 2 that goes directly down to the bottom of DCA Zone 2. If you think this structure was created by accident that just so happened to have a breakout target exactly at $200, you need to recognize that these things are manipulated a little bit and that these structures and these setups are not coincidental. And so where we are right now is being very firmly understanding that if we see Sol's price roll back towards 230, and hey, we start losing support here, man, oh man, things might get a little bit ugly. Now, I will say, during this bull market specifically, I have seen these invalidated more than I've ever seen before. And what that means is that there have been more times recently than ever where maybe we come back down here and then for some reason we just rebuild and then bam, we invalidate it and we never fully execute on that. So I'm not going to say it's a 100% guaranteed chance, but it is still a good chance, okay, that if we lose 230, things get ugly, we pull back another, 10-15%. And so because of that, I just want you to be prepared. That's all I want, is for you to be prepared and understanding that if you see Sol's price come back towards 230, hey, things might get a little bit ugly, okay? So please do get ready. Please do get ready for that thought process. But on the flip side, because you remember, I told you, hey, there's a chance, though, that Sol breaks towards its all-time high. Now you're wondering, how the hell is that the case? Well, we got to look at what we got. If we just, let's just get rid of this from back here. Let's just, and let's delete this little head and shoulders. Let's just look at what we're getting right here, okay? What you can see, look, let's just even do it like this, bam. Okay, let's just get rid of this. What happened? Okay, well, we had Solana putting this little three-wave move towards the downside, right? We had 1, 2, 3. That's not an ABC correction, not textbook, but it is a three-wave to the downside, which Solana likes. Solana loves going 5 ways up and 3 ways down with that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. That's what it likes to do. So we got this three-wave to the downside, right? We're currently, getting a couple waves upwards, and we're also building in a little bit of a micro-bullish structure. Look at that cup and handle pattern. You see it forming, right? We got the little cup, we got the handle. Some people are going to call this an Adam and Eve pattern. Some are going to call it a cup and handle pattern. You're all arguing for the same thing. It doesn't matter. What you can see here is that currently speaking, it is being built. This cup line is being built on $245. And if Solana's price is successfully capable of breaking above $245, we actually have a breakout target for Solana here of the distance of the cup to the bottom of the cup, all the way up to $271. And so what this means for us right now is that, well, if Solana's price is capable of invalidating this head and shoulders, which by doing that, what needs to happen is it breaks $245. It will also validate this cup and handle pattern, giving it a breakout target back up to $271. So what you're going to come to recognize is that the same exact level, let's go ahead and draw on a little bit of a range, the same exact level or range between $244 and $248 that Solana would need to get rejected off of to create the head and shoulders pattern is the same level that it needs to break above in order to validate the cup and handle pattern to get it up here. So what we need to be doing right now is watching 248 to 244 like a hawk. Like the Hulk is crazy, like a hawk. If we see Solana's price break 248 to 244, we're in a fantastic spot. We've very likely invalidated this head and shoulders because we've now put in a shoulder much substantially higher than the previous shoulder. Once you see the shoulder, like the right shoulder forming up here, it usually invalidates all this. I usually don't see those execute. It gets real scary when you go in the exact same range and then you pull back. Like if we see us pull back right now off of this, that would be a little bit more concerning, quite frankly, in the short term at least. And so with that in mind, what we want to see is what we want to look for is, can Solana break 248 to 244? If it can break this 248 to 244 level, we are in such a fantastic spot that we've invalidated this macro head and shoulders, we've validated this cup and handle pattern, and now we got a breakout target to $270. And does that mean we're going to go straight up to 270? No, we got the head and shoulders. I mean, we have the Fibonacci retracement zone still in front of us, right? In that instance, we still have to clear, 255 to break that golden ratio, right? We still need to clear that, and then the door is open towards 290 to 275, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. All I want you to worry about right now is, can we break $248? I'm almost tempted to say 250 just because 250 is a psychological level, but I'll keep it at 248 because technically that is the level itself. So can we break 248 or not? That's what's really going to matter. And once we have an answer, once we see one of these happen, I'll let you know exactly what to be on the lookout for and exactly what I'm expecting next. So watch it like a hawk, or the Hulk, like we said earlier, right? Watch it like a hawk. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you're watching closely because this is going to be a very important moment. Now, what I did want to mention earlier, okay? What I didn't want to mention earlier, if all of this is confusing and like how we're finding these levels and how we're noticing these structures and all of that stuff, or maybe you're advanced and you're just wanting to get better at this crypto stuff, as I mentioned before, I want you to check out the Discord, okay? To get into the Discord, you're going to need to check out the Patreon. There's two options for you. It's either $5 a month or $17 a month. I think that's very affordable, especially for what we're doing in here. And once you pay one of those two, you're going to get access to this stuff, guys. Insights with Tyler gets you access to the things that I'm buying and selling every now and then. Not every single trade that I make, but there are a good bit of them in there. You can see the meme coin that I bought recently. This one went up about 40 to 50% a couple days after this, which was great. I gave them even a 6 or 7 minute long message here talking about my current buying strategy during the bull market and stuff like that. You can even see some of the dollar cost averages I've done. It comes with daily technical analysis reports on all the cryptos we talk about here on the channel, daily fundamental analysis reports on the broad market in general. I have 2 pro trade teams that I've hired to post their trade signals, their buy and sell alerts. These are people who live off of trading, and they're giving us their buy and sell signals, which is absolutely insane. There's premium classes, for example, 5 keys to bull market investing, Tyler Hill's master class of the Fibonacci's. These come with notes, they come with presentations and PDFs and all good stuff. We're going to be starting workshops next week with coaches that I've hired to come talk about the things that they're experts in. We have beginners courses, guys. There's a beginner's course on technical analysis out now. It's about a 20-25 minute long video. There's a 17-page PDF. There's cheat sheets, all types of stuff. I have 4 more beginners courses releasing in here on leverage trading, fundamental analysis, meme coin investing, and altcoin investing. We have Tyler's tips. These are mini videos that talk about random things such as my Fibonacci settings, 6 important websites I use, etc. And of course the community. And as I've talked about before, the community is going nuts. 170%, 300%. This was at 750. That was 10 minutes ago. Look at this, 382% gain from one of our coaches. Absolutely nuts. 4,000%, 140%, 50% gains. Absolutely insane. So there's so much going on in there. And as I mentioned before, for either $5 or $17 a month, you can get access to that. That's not, I would say it's rather affordable. A lot of subscriptions to like Netflix and stuff are comparable, and this actually is making people money and they're learning. And so let me know your thoughts down below. But I believe this is like a pretty sick opportunity. So let me know down what you think and go check that out down below. And as I mentioned before, if you are more advanced and you want to start doing some trading, go get that 10% bonus on first time deposits over on BTCC. But again, going back to Solana, though, to wrap up the vid here, just remember, watch this closely. Watch it like a hawk. $148 is going to be a major determining factor of where this market goes, in my opinion. A rejection here for Solana pushes it downwards. A break above it absolutely possibly sends it upwards. So we're going to be watching this. I might even make another video later today as we do get closer to that breakout. So do stay tuned for that. You guys know I like to post 4, 5, 6, 7 vids every single day. So turn on those notifications when you do subscribe. Like this video so more people see it. And I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.